Jason, there's a question here. Any tips, and James, for you as well, it just says to Jason and James, any tips or advice to help build the capacity of staff to respond to stories? We heard earlier in Australia, we had a CEO in the panel from Victoria, and he said he used to do all the responding, but now he doesn't do hardly any of the responding. He just lets it go. He would like to review them, but he thinks he's done enough to trust his staff to respond. Jason, any views on that at all around?
I think you have to do it gradually. I think it's very, very easy to come on and say, yeah, just let everybody do it. That's a massive change to how we've conventionally done complaints or feedback. So I don't think you can do that in one jump. I think you have to do it gradually, and the organisation can help you with the training and how to do that. In Scotland, what we did was we let people choose how to do it with a lot of advice. And initially it was the feedback coordinator or the chief nurse, or of course conventional. We want to, don't you reply from that ward. We want to check your reply before you do so. Yes. And people then get over that. And I started to reply. We kind of, what would you say? We socialized it quite a lot across the country. We got, I remember the day the Scottish leader of the organisation stood in the Parliament and signed up all our members of Parliament. So as they were walking past the table, we got every member of the Scottish Parliament to sign up. And they then got an email every time there was a story in their area. And that began to, that was scary for me, because I got a lot of the, why are they saying this about my hospital? Or why are they, what is this? But they also, it turned out, got the good news. And politicians don't often get the good news. People don't queue up to see their politicians to say how wonderful things are. They only queue up to see their politicians to say how terrible things are. So we started to really socialize it a lot. So I would go, my only role was to kind of communicate it to the executive leaders in the organizations and talk to them about using it wisely, opening up. And then some, like your chief executive you just described, some of the more courageous chief executives went first, and they started to release it into the units. And now we still have some people who think it's a little bit too open and free, and then we have others who don't care, who just let it go. And I think that's probably the best way to do it. But if you're starting, I wouldn't do all of that in one jump, tempting though it is.